Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol SPY. We will take a look at the daily time frame. Been a long time since I've done the SPY here, but given that the market is flirting with all-time highs and it seems like every day a new headline comes out, bullish, bearish, and all that, let's just look at what the actual price and the volume is doing, and that's why I love charts so much, because it really cuts through the headlines and just kind of lets us know what is actually happening. Despite what other people think or say is going to happen. Well, what actually is going on? And right now, just to offer up some context. So overall, very, very bullish chart. We had that pullback a couple months ago, but the price has since recovered from there. But I'm going to be more so focused on the nearer term, just because I think for the most part, I speak for everybody when everybody understands that the overall context is very bullish. The market has been essentially going straight up, especially if you just even look at it from the beginning of June. Since that point, it's been just basically going straight up. But in the very near term, so this is definitely more so this is not going to be geared towards people that are investors that care about like the next 20 years or 40 years. This is definitely, taking a trading approach. But in the very near term, what is essentially formed here is what I would call a rising wedge. Now, probably a poor man's rising wedge, but it's still a rising wedge nonetheless. And while a rising wedge sounds like it would be a bullish pattern, it's actually just the exact opposite. A rising wedge is a bearish pattern, whereas a falling wedge is a bullish pattern. And we do have a rising wedge here that's starting to take shape. Let me adjust that, try it a little bit more here. But the point here is that from an overall trading perspective, I'd personally be very hesitant to go long or anything like that, because it's looking like, given the pattern that has formed, a pullback very well may be required and may be coming. Now, real quick though, let me just differentiate some terms. A pullback is very, very different than a crash. So I'm not sitting here saying that there's a rising wedge falling and that a crash is occurring. Now, a pullback is much different in the sense of, all nice sport, like for example, right here, this was a pullback right there. But within the grand scheme of things, it remained totally healthy and back up the price went. So that's why, I would not be particularly going long right now. But if a pullback does occur, which this pattern is suggesting, where are some next potential areas that could look interesting? And the main level right here is down around the 295 mark, which is, where that previous breakout point was. So in the event there is a pullback, while there is no such thing as a guarantee in the markets, but if it does pull back and it breaks down through the downside of that trend line, then it would not be shocking at all to see the price at least go down and visit 295. If the price goes down there and doesn't even hold above 295, the next key overall level at that point would be down around the 290 mark. So 295 and 290 are those key levels of support in the event there is a breakdown. I mean, if this thing just smacks me in the face and just continues to skyrocket, well, at that point, then these levels are no longer in play. And really right now they're not in play either, because the price is still up above the bottom portion of the trend line right there. But in the event that trend line is broken, that is when these couple levels would come into play there. So keep an eye on those. But like I said, for me personally right now, because of this poor man's rising wedge here, I'd be a little hesitant to be putting on any sort of long things right now. It's looking like there's a chance at a pullback here. So let's see if that happens or not. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.